Hello students, in this session you are going to learn 12th Standard Computer Science 5th Chapter Python Variables and Operators. The main concept you are going to learn in this session: Introduction of Python, Programming in Python, Data Types in Python, Input and Output Functions in Python, Comments and Indentation. So first let us see about the introduction of Python. So what is Python? Python is nothing but it is a programming language. Okay. Everyone having a thought in their mind. That is, what is program? Why we are using program? Why should we study this program? What is the benefit of using program? You will raise a variety of questions like this in your mind. But you know one thing, nowadays everyone using social websites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, and everyone using games like Candy Crush, Super Mario, Clash of Clans, and so on. Do you know how these applications are working? We are using that social websites and playing games, but we don't know how that applications are working. These all the applications created by the programming language. Whatever applications we are using in the computer, whatever applications we are using in our mobile, that all the applications are created and developed by the programming language. So that is the main use of program. This Python is today's trending programming language. Okay, it is very popular in the largest companies such as Google, Instagram, Pinterest, Yahoo, Disney, IBM, Nokia. These largest companies are using this Python language. So many largest companies using this Python language nowadays. Okay, this Google company using Python in web search system, and this YouTube platform also made by the Python language. Okay, IEEE engineers from New York published one magazine. In this magazine, the engineers published Python as a top level programming language. Okay, in this magazine, the statistical data of all the languages are given. In that statistical data, Python stands at first place, which means it scored 100%. Okay, and C++ got the second place, Java got the third place, C got the fourth place. Okay, in fifth place C#, sixth place PHP, next R, next 8th place JavaScript, next Go, in the 10th place assembly language. So Python is the top level language. Let us see the definition of Python. Okay, Python is the general purpose programming language, or you can say this, it is a high level programming language. Okay, it is a high level programming language. So it supports procedural languages and object oriented programming languages. Okay, procedural languages are what? C, Fortran and Pascal. And object oriented programming languages C++, Java, C#. So this Python language supports this procedural languages and object oriented programming languages. Okay, who created Python? This Python language was created by Guido van Rossum. Where? CWI. This is National Research Institute for Maths and Computer Science. In which place? Netherlands. Okay. So this Python language was created by Guido van Rossum in Netherlands. Okay. This language was released in 1991. Next, key features. So what are the key features available in the Python? First point is, it is general purpose programming language. So we can use this scientific and non-scientific application. So we can use Python language anywhere. Okay, you can build anything using this Python language. That means scientific or non-scientific. You can build any applications, either scientific or non-scientific. By using this Python, you can develop software, you can create web applications, and you can create many applications. Okay. Second point, it is the platform independent programming language, which means you can run the same code in different operating systems without any changes. because it is compatible with the other operating systems also, such as Windows, Mac, Linux, and so on. Okay, so you can run this Python programming code in different operating systems. Okay, next point is programs written in Python are easily readable and understandable. What does it mean? Python program is very simple program because C++ and Java, these programming languages are having syntax, header file, main function and so on. But this Python language is simple programming language. Okay, you can understand this program easily because its programming codes looks like normal English text. Okay, so let us see one example. See here, this is C program. This is Python program. Okay. Suppose you want to print the statement hello world, then what you will do? In C program, if you want to print a statement hello world, you have to write the header file, write the main function and give the curly braces. You have to give the semicolon and you have to write these all the things. So then only it prints this statement hello world. Okay. But in Python, if you want to print this hello world, you have to write just one line code. Okay. It will print this statement in the output screen. Because the syntax of this Python is very simple, clean and easy to learn when we comparing other programming languages such as C, C++, Java. So beginners also learn this language easily. Okay. So this is about the introduction of Python. Now coming to the next important topic in the chapter Python operators and variables, that is programming in Python. In Python, programs can be written using two modes. What are they? First one is interactive mode and second one is script mode. If you need to write Python codes, you can choose any one of these modes. Okay. So first let us see about interactive mode. How will you start this interactive mode? Click Start, All Programs, Python 3.x, select Idle Python 3.x version. You have to select these options to use Python 3.x version. Okay, this version name is Idle Python 3.x. You can download this Idle Python 3.x version from the website www.python.org. So you can download this Python programming language idle from the website www.python.org. Okay. What is the full form of idle? Integrated Development Learning Environment. Okay. So you can download this Python programming language from this website. In this interactive mode, you can write Python codes in Python command prompt. Okay, this Python prompt always appears on the screen. It indicates it is ready to accept instructions. Okay, so you have to write Python codes here. After writing codes, you will get the results of codes immediately. Which means if you want to add two numbers in the command prompt, 5 and 10. Okay, so you have to write your code here, 5 plus 10. After typing the numbers, just press enter key. Okay, just press enter key. It displays the results immediately on the next line. Okay, 5 plus 10 what? 15. It displays results immediately on the next line. Okay, if you want to get immediate results, you can use this interactive mode method. Okay, you can say this interactive mode as a simple calculator. Let's see another one example. It displays its results immediately on the next line. Okay, what is the result? 5 not 5. Let's see another one example. 5 square. 5 square means output what? 25. Suppose if you want to print your name or print any one statement or sentence, write like this. Okay, if you want to print Python programming language, so when you're giving this statement, you will get the output Python programming language. You will get the output like this. Okay, which means it prints this sentence. Okay, so these are single line codes. Okay, x equal to 10, y equal to 20 and z equal to x plus y. Now you have to print the sum z. Okay, So what is the output of this code? The sum is equal to, Z means what? Z equal to x plus y. X is 10, y is 20. 10 plus 20, 30. So Z is what? 30. So the sum is equal to 30. This is the output. Okay. So see here, if you want to write single line of code or 4 to 5 lines of code, you can choose this interactive mode method. Okay. But if you want to write long pieces of code, you have to choose script mode. Because see here, this is one line code. Suppose if that code has any errors, you have to rewrite that code again. Okay. If that is single line of code, it is easy to write code again and again. But if it is long pieces of code, again and again rewriting that long code is very difficult. At that situation, we go for script mode. In this interactive mode, you are not saving your code. You are just writing your code and getting results immediately. If any mistakes are there in that code, you have to rewrite that code again because you are not saving your file. Whereas in script mode, you are typing your code and you are saving your code. Okay. So if there is any mistake in that code, you can edit that mistakes easily. Okay. Because you are saving your file and you can also reuse that code again and again. So this is script mode. Okay. Basically, a script is a text file containing Python statements. The scripts are executable statements. The scripts are reusable codes. Once script is created, it can be executed again and again without retyping. So the scripts are editable. Okay. How will you start the script mode? To open Python shell window, click File menu and select New File option. Otherwise, press Ctrl plus N. And this is the keyboard shortcut for opening Python shell window. Okay. When you're giving this option, one untitled blank script editor will be displayed on the screen. In that blank screen, you have to type your code. After that, save this code. Okay. For that, choose File menu and select Save option. Otherwise, press the keyboard shortcut Ctrl plus S. You all know that how to saving a file. Then Save As dialog box appears. In that dialog box, select the location where you want to save your Python code. Location means what? Select your disk drives, D, E, any drives. If you want to store your Python code in the local disk D, you can select local disk D. Otherwise, select local disk E. Select any location that you want to store that file. Okay. And after that, type the file name in the file name box. Okay. File name means what? For file name, you can give any name to your code. Okay. But you have to give your file name with the extension .py. This py is nothing but first two letters of Python. Okay. Py. You can give any name to your file. If you are giving your file name as rows, write rows and don't forget to give the extension .py. Okay. If you are giving the file name program, give the extension .py. Okay. Don't forget to give file extension. Okay. This file extension is nothing but it describes which type of file that is. Okay. This is Python program. So you are giving .py extension. If it is HTML program, you have to give the extension .html. Okay. If it is Java program, you have to the extension .java. If it is C program, you have to give the extension .c. So whatever program you are using, that every program needed to specify file extension. So after giving the file name, finally click the save button to save your code. After saving your code, you have to run that code to get the output. For that, give run module option. Otherwise, press F5 button. If your code has any error, it will be shown in red color in the idle window. Okay. To correct that errors, go back to script editor shell window, make corrections and save again. Okay. If errors are not present in your code, the output will be displayed on the screen. So what is the output of this code? A is equal to 100, B is equal to 350, C is equal to A plus B. A plus B means 100 plus 350. So the output is the sum is equal to C what? A plus B, that is 450. So this is the output. Okay. If errors are not present in your code, this output will be appears on the screen. Okay. So what is the difference between interactive mode and script mode? This interactive mode is good for beginners, okay, but the script mode is used for beginners and experts also. And in this interactive mode, you are not saving your code. So if any mistakes are present in your code, you have to retype again and again the same code. Okay. If it is short code, it is easy to rewrite again and again that code. But it is long pieces of code, it is very difficult to rewrite the whole command again. Okay. But in script mode, you are saving your file. So you have to reuse that code and you can easily edit if any mistakes are present in your code. Okay. So this is about interactive mode and script mode. Okay. Let us see the next topic, that is Python data types. Okay. So first let us see what is data type. What do you mean by data type? Data types are type of values that can be assigned to the variables. For example, A is equal to 5. Okay. 5 is a value, this A is a variable. This value 5 is assigned to the variable A. Okay. Whenever you are assigning a value to a variable, you have to declare that value belongs to which type of data. Okay. A variable can hold different types of values. You can store different types of values in a variable. Okay. For example, if you are giving the person's ID, it must be stored in the data type int. Okay. Because ID is a numeric value, that is integer value. So you have to store that value in the int data type. Int means what? Integer. Okay. This 5 is the integer value. So you have to store that value in the int data type. B is equal to 10.5. See here, this value belongs to which type of data? This is a floating point number. Okay. So you have to write here the data type name is float. If you are giving here int b is equal to 10.5, you will get the error message. Okay. Because that is wrong. C, C++, Java, these languages are statically typed languages. Because in these languages, all the variables are explicitly declared with their respective data types. Okay. But Python is a dynamically typed language. So there is no need to declare the data type of values explicitly. Okay. When you write Python program, A is equal to 5. So there is no need to specifically declare data type of the variable. Because the Python interpreter itself predicts the data type of the variable based on the type of value that is assigned to the variable. Okay. So this is the integer value. The Python interpreter automatically identifies the integer value. So that interpreter takes it as an integer value. In Python program, we don't need to declare data types explicitly. Okay. Because the Python interpreter will identify the data type. Okay. But it's still important to understand the different types of values that can be assigned to the variable in Python. So now let us see commonly using data types in Python. Okay. That commonly using data types are called as what? Built-in data types. It is also known as fundamental data types. Okay. Fundamental data types or basic data types. Okay. Basic data types. So Python data types are also called as built-in data types, fundamental data types and basic data types. Okay. So what are the built-in data types? Number, string, Boolean, tuples, list, dictionaries. So these are the commonly using data types in Python. Okay, built-in data types. This number and string, Boolean, tuples are immutable data types. Okay, immutable data types means what? Immutable means once you assign a value to the variable, after that you cannot change that value. Okay. So that is called immutable, which means unchangeable. Okay, unchangeable. The list and dictionaries are called what? Mutable data types. Okay. So this list and dictionaries are called mutable data types. Once you assign a value to the variable, after that you can change that value. Okay. So these data types are immutable and these data types are mutable. Okay. This is unchangeable, this is changeable. Okay. In your textbook, there is given 3 types of data types. What are they? Number, string, Boolean. Okay. First, let us see number data type. This number data type is used to store the integer values. Okay. What is the integer values? Numeric values. Okay. That means you can store any type of numbers in this data type. Okay. Python supports 3 types of numbers. What are they? Integer number data type, floating point number data type, complex number data type. Okay. Integer data type means what? It can be decimal numbers, octal numbers, hexadecimal numbers and long decimal numbers. These integers are what? Whole numbers. Okay. Here this octal integers use capital O letter or small o letter to denote the octal digits. Okay. And this hexadecimal digits use capital OX and small ox to denote hexadecimal integers. Okay. And long decimal integers use capital L letter to denote long decimal integers. Okay. Not use small letter L. Okay. Only use uppercase L. Decimal numbers are what? 102, 205, 563 and 462. Etc. These numbers are decimal numbers. Okay. So these are the examples for integer data. Next, floating point number means what? It is represented by a sequence of decimal digits that includes a decimal point. Okay. Floating point numbers means fractional numbers. Okay. These numbers having decimal point. See one example. Sequence of decimal digits that includes decimal point. This is called a decimal point. Okay. Sequence of decimal numbers that includes decimal point. That is called floating point numbers. Okay. This exponent values are also comes within the floating point numbers. Okay. What do you mean by exponent data? This exponent data contains decimal digit part and decimal point and exponent part followed by one or more digits. How will you write the exponent data? First having decimal digit part, next decimal point and the next exponent part, then followed by one or more digits. Okay. See here, for exponent data, you can use uppercase E or lowercase e. Okay. Next see about complex numbers. The complex number always having 2 parts. What are the real and imaginary parts? How will you write complex numbers? 1 plus 3.14j. Here this is the real part, this is the imaginary part. 3 plus 4j. Here this is the real part, this is the imaginary part. Okay. This type of numbers are called complex numbers. Okay. So this is about number data type. Okay. Next let us see about string data type. What do you mean by string data type? String data are enclosed within single quote or double quotes or triple quotes. Okay. This is nothing but sequence of characters. Okay. Sequence of characters enclosed within single quote or double quotes or triple quotes. That is called string data type. See one example, character data. See here, this is enclosed within single quote. This single character enclosed within single quote. And next, string data. This is single line data, computer science. The string is enclosed within double quotes. Okay. Multi-line data is enclosed within triple quotes. Okay. So this is multi-line data. So here you have to give triple quotes. Okay. So this is about string data type. And the next data type is what? Boolean data type. Boolean data type. A Boolean data can have any of the 2 values. Okay. 2 values. What are they? True or false. See one example. Okay. Here when you print this Boolean variable 1, it returns the result true. Whereas when you print the Boolean variable 2, it returns the result false. Okay. It returns any of the two values, either true or false. Okay. So this is about Python data types. Okay. Coming to the next topic, input and output functions in Python. A program needs to interact with the user to accomplish the desired task. What does it mean? In some places, you have to connect with the program, which means you have to give the input from the input device for getting the specific output at the runtime of the program. Okay, so this can be done by input and output functions. In Python programming language, for input, we are using input function. For output, we are using print function. In Python, the input function is used to give input and print function is used to give output. Okay, let us discuss these two functions in briefly. Okay, this input function helps to enter data at runtime by the user. What is the use of input function? It helps to enter data at runtime by the user, which means after typing the program, you have to run your program to get the output or result. At that time, you will be asked to enter input value in some places. So you have to enter the data. Okay. What is the use of print function? It is used to display the result of a program on the output screen after execution. This print function is used to display the result of a program on the output screen after execution. Okay. So this output function is used to display the results. So let us see the syntax of the print function. Okay. Print, after that parenthesis, double quotes. Write the string within this double quotes. Okay. Close the double quotes and close the parenthesis. Okay. This is the syntax of print function. Let's see another one syntax. Print variable. Print in between open and close parenthesis, write the variable. So this is another one syntax. Okay. So let us see what is the difference between these two syntaxes. Okay. Print open parenthesis and double quotes, in between parenthesis, name within double quotes. Okay. So what is the output of this code? Here this name is called a string or message. Okay. When you typing this code, it will print the string that is present within the parenthesis. So output of this code is name, because whatever string giving within double quotes in the print function, that all the string will be displayed on the screen. Okay. So here name is the output. So what is the output of this code? String to be displayed as output. This is the output. Okay. Next, print name. See what is the difference. Here double quotes is given, but here double quotes is not given. Okay. So what is the output of this code? Here double quotes is not given. So this is called a variable. This is not a string. This is not a message. This is called a variable. So this variable has some value. Okay. This name has some value. Here it prints that value in the output screen. Suppose this name has the value RAM. You will get the output for this code is RAM. Okay. What is the output? RAM. Because here this name is called a variable. You have to print the value of that variable. So what is the value? RAM. So the output is RAM. Let's see another one example. Suppose you want to print the message, welcome to Python programming. Here double quotes is given, so it is called a string, or you can call this as message. Here it prints the whole message in the output screen. What is the output? Welcome to Python programming. You will get the output like this. Okay. Let's see another one example. X equal to 5, y equal to 6, z equal to x plus y, and then print z. So what is the output of this code? X value is given, y value is given, z equal to x plus y, print Set. Here double quotes is not given, okay. So this set is called a variable. Here it prints the value of set. So what is the value of set? Set equal to x plus y. X is what? 5. Y is 6. So x plus y means 5 plus 6. So set equal to what? 5 plus 6 equal to 11. Here you have to print the value of set. So now what is the value of set? 11. See the next print statement. In this code, double quotes is given. So you will get this whole message in the output screen. The sum equal to, then here comma is given. It is used to separate two variables or separate two strings, okay. So this comma is called as separator, okay. Then set. Here double quotes is not given. So you have to print the value of this set. What is the value of set? 11, okay. 11. So this is the output of this code. See the next print statement. So what will be the output of this code? See here. This is given within the double quotes. So the sum of next x, no double quotes. So this is called variable. Write the value of this x. What is the value of x? 5. 5. This comma is called as separator, okay. And write again, and because it is given in the double quotes. And y, what is the value of y? 6. And again write this is because it is given in the double quotes. And what is the value of set? 11, because it is variable, okay. So the sum of 5 and 6 is 11. So these are the examples for output function, that is print function, okay. Now let us see about input function. What is the use of input function? This input function is used to accept data as input from the user at runtime, okay. So how will you write the syntax of input function? First you have to write the variable. Variable is nothing but memory location that is used to store the values. For example, a is a variable, 5 is a value. This value is stored in the variable a. Here a is called as variable. Is equal to input within parenthesis double quotes prompt string. So this is the syntax of input function. Here what is prompt string? Prompt string is a statement or message to the user to know what type of input can be given, okay. So see one example. In example 1, input function is given with the prompt string. Example is given city. City is equal to input enter your city. Enter your city within parenthesis double quotes. So after typing this code, this prompt string enter your city will be displayed on the output screen. The interpreter asks to you to enter the input, which means to enter your city. Here you can type your city, okay. So here you have to write your city name, okay. If your city name is Madurai, you can write here Madurai. This prompt string displays in the output screen. So you can understand what input you have to give, okay, because it is telling to enter your city name. So you are typing your city name. Next see the print statement. For this code you will get the output I am from, and next what? City. City is a variable. What is the value of this variable? Madurai, okay. I am from Madurai. So you will get output like this. Here you have given the prompt string, so it is displayed on the monitor, okay, which means it displays like this, enter your city. Here you have to type expected input from the keyboard, that is Madurai. After typing this data, it will be stored in the given variable city, okay. City is equal to Madurai. And next in the output function you will get the output like this, okay. But we are not giving prompt string in the input function, then no message will be displayed on the output screen, okay. For example, if you are giving the input function without this prompt string, for this code what output you will get? In example 1, prompt string is given, that is enter your city. So it displays on the output screen. But in example 2, the prompt string is not given. So no message is displayed on the screen. Okay. So nothing displays in the monitor. So you don't know what you have to type as input. At this situation, you may type the irrelevant data like this because here prompt string is not displayed. So you have no idea what you have to give as an input. So you are writing irrelevant data, which means unexpected input. Okay. Next, print statement. So for this code, you will get the output. I am from city what? What is the value that you given for city variable? Rajarajan. Okay. So here, what is the value of city? Rajarajan. I am from Rajarajan. See here, the city is a place name, but Rajarajan is a person name. For variable city, you have entered your name. So this is unmatched data for this variable city. Okay. So when you print this statement, you will get the output. I am from Rajarajan. This is unexpected output. Okay. So if you are not giving prompt string in the input function, you will get the unexpected results like this. Okay. So you must give the prompt string in the input function. Okay. So this is about the input function. This input function accepts all data as string or characters, but not as numbers. If you are giving numeric value as input, that is explicitly converted into numeric data type. How it will be converted? Using end function. Okay. This function is used to convert string data as integer data. Here one example is given. In this example, two variables are given xy. You have to enter the number 1 and number 2 values to xy variables and print the sum is equal to x plus y. X plus y means what? You have to add the values of the variables. Next, in the output, you have to enter the number 1. You entered number 34 and entered number 2. You entered number 56. Add these two numbers. So it prints the sum is equal to x plus y means what? 34 plus 56, that is 90. So the output is the sum is equal to 90. So this is about input and output functions in Python. Now coming to the next topic, indentation commands in Python. First let us see what is indentation. Okay, indentation is nothing but white spaces. So indentation is nothing but that is white spaces. Okay, how will you give white spaces? Using space button and tab button from the keyboard. Okay. When you press space button or tab button, you will get some white space. Okay. When you give white spaces, the cursor moves from here to here. Okay. When you give again white space, it moves from here to here. Giving white spaces to program blocks is called as indentation. Okay. Most of the programming languages such as Java, C, C++, these languages uses curly braces to define block of codes. Okay. What do you mean by block of codes? Block of codes means when we are declaring a class or functions or body of loop, we will use curly braces in these programs. But in Python program, no need to give these curly braces. In Python, instead of giving curly braces, you have to give white spaces. But you have to give same amount of white space for all statements. Okay. For example, in a C program, we are going to create a function. This is function. Within the function, you have to write block of codes. That means block of statements. Here you have to write these statements within these curly braces. But in Python program, suppose you are going to create a function. This is a function. And next you don't need to give curly braces. Instead of giving curly braces, you have to give blank space. How will you give? This is one statement. This is another statement. This is another statement. See here, some white space is given here. Here also given some white space. These all three statements having same amount of white space. Okay. So to indicate a block of codes in Python, you must indent each line of code by the same amount of white space. Okay. By giving this white space, the codes looks neat and clean, and it makes the codes more readable. Okay. So this is called indentation. Okay. Next, let us see about commands. What are commands? Let us see that. Okay. The commands begins with the hash symbol. The lines that begins with hash symbol is considered as commands, and it will be ignored by the Python interpreter. Okay, so whatever you are writing with the hash symbol, that is called commands. Okay, for example, print hello. So this is a Python programming code. This is the print function. Okay, here I am writing one command. Commands always starts with the hash symbol. Okay, hash. This is a print function. See here, this is a code. This is a command. This Python interpreter takes this only for execution. It will ignore these commands. Okay. This command is used for explaining Python codes, which means the programmers easily understand the program by the use of commands. Okay. So next point, it may be single line or multi lines. Okay. Which means this is a single line command. Okay. If you want to write the commands in multi-line, then what will you do? The multi-line commands should be enclosed within set of hash symbols. Okay. So this is multi-line command. You have to write this multi-line command within the set of hashes. Okay. This is one hash, and in the end of this command you have to write another one hash symbol. Okay. So Python ignores everything after the hash symbol up to the end of that line. You can insert commands anywhere in the code, but normally the commands can be placed at the end of the line. Okay. So this is about indentation and commands in Python. I hope you understand. Thank you, students.